Most companies say they've tried AI, but when I dig into what that actually means, it almost always comes down to the same thing. Someone on the team opened ChatGPT a few times. Maybe they used it to write an email, summarize a meeting, draft a proposal intro, and then they went back to doing everything else the exact same way. That's not AI adoption, that's dabbling. And dabbling doesn't cut your cost structure. Dabbling doesn't shorten your sales cycle. Dabbling doesn't help you serve more clients without burning out your team. Strategy does. Here's what I want you to understand. This failure pattern is not random. It's not bad luck. It's not a budget problem. It's predictable. And because it's predictable, it's preventable. I've seen this across professional services, manufacturing, logistics, healthcare administration. The industries are different. The mistakes are identical. Let me give you an analogy to frame this. Imagine a company decides to get serious about fitness. They buy gym memberships for the whole team. They send an email announcing it. There's genuine excitement, but there's no program, no trainer, no tracking. Some people go twice. Most people go once. Nobody goes by month 3. The gym memberships are still billing, and the team is no fitter than before. That's what most companies' AI journeys look like. Enthusiasm without a plan. Spend without a return. Reason 1, they start with tools instead of strategy. A CEO, probably someone like you, reads an article about AI, gets excited, sends it to the leadership team. We need to be doing this. The team responds. Someone signs up for 2 or 3 AI platforms within a week. There's a kickoff meeting. Demos get scheduled. Energy is high. Then reality sets in. The tools get used sporadically. The rest of the team doesn't change anything. 6 weeks later, the subscriptions are still running. But so is the old way of doing everything. Why? Because nobody ever asked the foundational questions. What specific problem are we solving? How will we know if this is working? Who owns this? Meaning a real person with accountability. Without those answers, the tool is just a gym membership nobody uses. The tool is not the strategy. The tool is just the tool. Strategy is knowing what you're building, why it matters, and how you'll know when it's working. And the companies that get ROI from AI, they start there, before they open a single browser tab. Reason 2, they don't tie AI to revenue or cost. This one is quiet. It doesn't look like failure on the surface, because the team is busy. They're using AI tools. They're experimenting. There's activity. But when you ask, what financial outcome has this produced? Nobody has the answer. I've sat with leadership teams who've been doing AI for 18 months, but when I ask, has your cost per deliverable gone down? The room gets quiet, and that quiet is expensive. Because what they're really telling me is, we've been investing time, budget, and organizational energy, and we can't point to a return. That's not an AI problem, that's a measurement problem. And measurement is a strategy problem. Here's the rule I give every client before they launch any AI initiative. Before you start, name the number that moves. Is it hours per project? Cost per client delivery? Proposal win rate? Name it, baseline it, track it. That's how you turn AI from an experiment into a line item with a return. Reason 3, they never operationalize AI across the whole team. Here's what I mean by operationalize. One person on the team, sometimes 2, gets genuinely good at using AI. They figure out the workflows, they're believers, and then the knowledge just stays with them. The rest of the organization, 10, 20, 40 people, keeps doing everything the exact same way. The efficiency gain is real, but it's locked in one desk. It's not moving the business. I think of this like discovering a much faster highway to work. Your commute is cut in half, but you never tell anyone else on your team. They're still sitting in traffic every morning. The highway exists, but only one person is benefiting from it. That's what siloed AI adoption looks like. Real AI impact requires embedding new ways of working into how the whole team operates. Not just who uses the tool, but how workflows are designed, how handoffs happen, how output gets produced. When AI is woven into how the business runs, it's a competitive advantage. To truly scale, you need to understand where you are on the AI maturity model. Most companies are at level 1, ad hoc. It's random, uncoordinated experimentation. Level 2 is departmental, where specific teams start building local silos of efficiency. You cannot reach level 3 without robust governance. You need policies that ensure proprietary data stays within your walls, active monitoring to prevent algorithmic bias, and a culture of trust. Without security, your AI efforts will always be a liability, not an asset. Ethics in AI isn't just about doing good, it's about doing smart. Clients and employees need to know that your AI systems are transparent and human-centric. When strategy includes ethics, it becomes a powerful differentiator for your brand. Look at logistics. I worked with a firm that used AI to optimize complex route planning and warehouse management. They didn't just use a tool, they redesigned their cost structure. Result? A 15% drop in operating expenses within 6 months. That's real ROI. In professional services, another firm automated 60% of their initial report drafting. Their team didn't shrink, they actually doubled their client capacity without adding a single person to the payroll. They didn't find a magical tool, they found a strategic advantage. In real estate, strategy looks like automating the first pass of property analysis. AI can scan thousands of listings against your specific criteria in seconds, ensuring your team only spends time on the highest potential deals. That's how you beat the market. In finance, it's about moving beyond spreadsheets. AI-driven models can identify risk patterns and portfolio opportunities that are invisible to the human eye, providing a level of strategic insight that was previously impossible. This is the new standard for professional excellence. Now let me tell you what the companies getting this right are doing differently. They start with outcome, not with tools. They define the business problem before they evaluate the technology. They baseline the metric before the initiative launches, and they build a rollout plan that brings the whole team along, not just the early adopters. I've worked with companies that cut costs by 10% and grew revenue by 20% within 12 months. Not because of a tool, because of a clear strategy tied to real numbers. Before they touch a tool, they answer 3 questions. 1. What specific problem in this business could AI address? Not efficiency, specific, like our proposals take 5 hours and our win rate drops after 48 hours. That specificity is the difference between an experiment and a strategy. Second question. If AI solves this problem, what financial metric moves? By how much? By when? They write that number down before they spend a dollar. Third question. Who owns this? Not a committee, a person. One named individual with accountability. That cycle. Problem, metric, owner, tool, measure, adjust. That's the playbook. Let's get tactical. Phase 1 is the internal audit. Map out your workflows. Where are your people spending the most time on low-value, repetitive tasks? That is your AI starting line. You have to find the friction points before you can remove them. Phase 2 is metric selection. Don't just look at revenue. Look at leading indicators. Are you producing more drafts per day? Are your response times faster? Those lead to the revenue gains. Measurement is the fuel that keeps the strategy moving. Phase 3 is the rollout. Create a prompt library. Standardize how your team interacts with the tools. This ensures the 10x gain seen by your power user becomes a 10x gain for the whole company. This is how you operationalize excellence. Standardize your best prompts for research, drafting, and analysis. It's not complicated, but it requires doing the strategy work before the implementation work. And that is exactly where most companies cut corners. They skip to the tool because the tool is exciting, and then they wonder why the excitement fades and the results don't follow. 90% of companies fail at AI for 3 reasons, but every one of them is a choice, not a circumstance. And every one of them has a straightforward fix. Strategy first, outcome defined, team-wide adoption by design. Any company can do this, any size, any industry, including yours. I've seen it work time and again. It's not about finding a magical tool. It's about the discipline to treat AI as a serious business investment. Accountability is the differentiator. The question is whether you're going to bring that discipline to your AI efforts or keep experimenting without a plan. I think you're watching this video because you're ready for a different approach. You are at a crossroads. You can keep wondering why the results aren't there, or you can bring this strategy to your business. I suspect you're ready for the latter. If you're ready to stop experimenting and start getting results, the next step is simple. Book a strategy session with me. We'll look at exactly where AI should be applied in your business. We'll connect it to a real financial outcome, and we'll build the rollout plan to make it stick across your whole team. No tools pitch, no hype, just strategy. We'll ensure you're in the 10% that succeeds. The link is right below. I'll see you there.